The Young and the Restless Spoilers. Unearthing truths, the unraveling of Jordan's disguise. The moment was tense. Sharon Newman, eyes closed and body relaxed, drifted deeper into the memories that had once been so elusive. In the hushed confines of Genoa City's improvised hypnotherapy chamber, she now stood at the threshold of her own suppressed recollections. Alain Laurent, steady and confident, guided her through the layers of her psyche with a calm, reassuring tone. There was no mistaking it now, Alain was the true hypnotist. The subtle precision of his technique was unmistakable, revealing a measured skill that only a trained professional could demonstrate. Though speculation had once run wild about Martin Laurent's potential interference, it had become clear that Martin had no mastery over hypnosis. Martin, the alleged evil twin, was nowhere to be found. Instead, it was Alain who took center stage, committed to helping Sharon peel back the layers of confusion and fear that had engulfed her since Heather Stevens' death. This revelation seemed almost like a change in narrative direction. Some viewers and longtime observers of Genoa City's tumultuous affairs might have suspected the writers of crafting a twist, but now it felt as though they had decided to keep Alain around for the long haul, making him a more integral, sustained presence in the unfolding storyline. With every word he uttered, Alain reinforced his role as a grounded and ethical figure who could serve as an anchor amidst the chaos swirling around them. Sharon's breathing slowed, and her brow furrowed slightly. Words came haltingly at first, then with growing clarity. In this deep, suggestible state, she began recounting the fragmented events surrounding Heather's murder. She described flickering headlights, the smell of damp earth, the distant sound of footsteps, and then the memory sharpened. In her mind's eye, a figure materialized, Jordan. The once shapeless culprit who lurked behind the scenes in Genoa City's underbelly now took on a more definitive form in Sharon's recollection. Jordan, shrouded in mystery and audacity, was about to be laid bare. Alain's technique had done the trick, pulling the truth to the surface. From the corner of the room, Michael Baldwin and Nick Newman watched with rapt attention. Michael's jaw tightened slightly. He knew that the emergence of Jordan's identity might finally give him and his allies the leverage they needed to outmaneuver the hidden enemies that had plagued Sharon's life. Nick remained quiet, but the intensity in his gaze betrayed a protective determination. He would not let this revelation go to waste, he would help Sharon find justice. Meanwhile, across town, Chance Chancellor was on the move. Unlike the others, Chance preferred a more discreet method of operation. He had dealt with Jordan before, enough times to know that she was cunning, resourceful, and dangerous. But Chance had attributes of his own. A steel-trap memory, a keen sense of observation, and the kind of patience that could outlast even the most elusive quarry. He knew better than to charge openly into the fray. Announcing his intentions publicly would only send Jordan scurrying into deeper shadows. Instead, he pursued her silently, slipping through the bustling streets of Genoa City as if he were a phantom. Jordan, however, remained almost blissfully unaware of the net closing around her. Perhaps her hubris had grown from too many successful evasions. Perhaps the intricate web of alliances she had spun lulled her into complacency. She believed her anonymity was intact, that she still lurked somewhere beneath the radar. If only she knew how close Chance was, and that the detective remembered her face, her silhouette, and even the timbre of her voice. They had clashed before, and those encounters remained etched in Chance's mind. He remembered the determined set of her jaw, the subtle tilt of her chin, and the peculiar cadence in her speech. Disguises might conceal many things, hair color, clothing style, even posture, but Chance's experience had taught him how to look for the minuscule cues, the habits and mannerisms that makeup and wigs could not hide. He would recognize her, no matter how cleverly she tried to mask herself. A quirk in her body language, a fleeting mannerism, or an offhand phrase might be all it took. He intended to be ready when that moment came. With Sharon's memories returning under Alain's careful guidance, it was only a matter of time before Jordan's anonymity shattered. The hidden threats that once cloaked Genoa City in uncertainty were being dragged out into the open. Jordan's window of freedom narrowed with each passing moment, as the puzzle pieces fell neatly into place. Even if she donned a disguise, new hair, new clothes, a feigned accent, Chance would be there, waiting, watching from the periphery like a predator stalking its prey. The question lingering in the minds of all who knew of this silent showdown was how Jordan would react if she realized her time in Genoa City was up. Would she lash out, striking preemptively to maintain her upper hand? Would she attempt to forge a desperate alliance with Martin Laurent, Ian, or any other potential villains lurking in the city's shadows? Or would she attempt a desperate escape, slipping through the city's boundaries before Chance could close the trap? Yet, it seemed like Jordan was already running out of time and options. With the truth surfacing in that quiet room, Sharon's words painting an incriminating portrait, Jordan's days of evasion were numbered. Chance had no intention of letting a known criminal slip through his fingers again. He moved methodically, checking old haunts, making subtle inquiries under assumed identities, and waiting for Jordan to lower her guard. His approach was the antithesis of Jordan's overconfidence, cool, composed, and utterly focused. Back at the scene of Sharon's hypnotherapy, Alan maintained a gentle demeanor, guiding Sharon out of her trance with the utmost care. The look of relief in Sharon's eyes was evident as the room's details came back into focus. She knew something had shifted. She understood that her memories might prove critical, not only for her own exoneration but also for shining a spotlight on those who intended harm. Michael and Nick offered reassuring words, promising that this newfound information would be put to good use. Alan, having proven his value, solidified his place within their circle, no longer just a passing name but a core part of the narrative moving forward. In the aftermath, the citizens of Genoa City would buzz with speculation. Whispers in quiet corners would recount Sharon's session, Alan's emerging heroism, and Chance's clandestine hunt. Each day, each hour brought them closer to a reckoning. The noose was tightening around Jordan's neck, and her options were evaporating like morning mist under the rising sun. As the final pieces of this chapter clicked into place, one certainty emerged: Jordan's carefree strut through Genoa's streets would soon be replaced by a frantic scramble for cover. The clock was ticking, and Chance had the patience of a saint. Jordan could disguise herself, she could alter her appearance, but she could not erase the impression she had left on a seasoned detective's mind. She was a marked woman, hunted, and running out of both allies and time. In Genoa City, where secrets rarely remained buried, truth rose like a tide, washing away layers of deceit. Jordan might resist, or she might flee, but what she could not do was remain hidden forever. Fate had a way of exposing those who played in the shadows. With Sharon's memories restored and Alan's role clarified, the stage was set for a dramatic showdown. Chance waited quietly in the wings, knowing that, sooner or later, Jordan would have to step into the light, and he would be right there when she did.